Hello everyone, my name is Simone. I'm the main developer behind ViZual, and this is Getting Started video. In this video, I will go over the basic flow or you create a story in ViZual. The goal of this video is not to get into every detail and every option and all the module work, the save state, the motion editor, all of that. There will be more video on the channel, and also if you have any question, join the Discord. The goal of this video is really to explain the flow behind ViZual and how you create story to get you started really quickly. And yeah, so this is version alpha 56. So depending on when you download it, some option might be a bit different, but the overall flow should be the same. Also, the alpha is free to download. Go to our website, visual.space. You can download it from there, join our Discord if you want, and yeah, so let's get started. The first thing, when you start ViZual, you will have the splash screen. This is where your recent projects are. You can also open an existing project if it's not listed here, a few quick links to contact us, but the main button you are interested is create new project. So when you do that, ViZual will ask you, well, what's the name of the project and where do you want it? So in this case, I have already on my desktop a folder called Visual Tutorial. So I will use that. And the name, I would call it Getting Started. Click Create. So now if I were to open this folder, right there, you will see that ViZual created a new folder with the name of your project, and inside there is the .visual file, which is your main working file, the autosave, and two extra folders. One is asset. This is where ViZual needs all your asset, like the music, the image, the animation. All of that needs to be in the asset folder to work. And then the export folder is when you export a package file or exe. That's the default folder where you're going to put it. You can change that in the export, but I would look at the export video for more info. In any case, once you are started here, everything in ViZual is happening through the grid view. This is the big blue background here. And you can move around with holding the middle mouse button and zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. So everything in ViZual works with what we call story tile, which are basically steps in the way you create a story. And the whole story always starts from the start node, which is this button, which is basically your menu. You can click play already, and you will see that ViZual will do the name of your project, getting started, start. There is nothing, so obviously it doesn't have any story yet, but that's your start menu. Imagine that as being your start menu. So how do you create story tile? Well, it's really easy. You see this little circle, you just click on it, drag and release. There you go, you get a story tile. So if you select it, you automatically have the detail panel. You can name it whatever you want. Let's say intro. You can write anything here. Your story comes here. And this is the choice button. And this is what the player will be able to choose at the end of the story tile. So it will branch. So in my case, you will say, let's actually write a story. Let's say, you get on your way to school. And then choice would be take a detour to the field and go directly to the school. Alright, so now you can see that you can add choice here and you remove them and you automatically adapt. It also automatically adapt whatever you're writing here. So if I were to press play, again in ViZual there is no waiting time. Whatever you change, you just press play and you see it automatically. So I press play and I'm in my start menu. I click start. You get on your way to school. Now, these two are not showing. And the reason why this is happening is because ViZual is trying to understand what you want to do here. So it's follow the flow. You say, okay, start, get to this tile. These are red, so they're not connected anywhere. So ViZual think, well, that means this must be the end of the story because there's nothing next to it. So let's create our new story tile. Again, take the circle, drag, release. Click, drag, release. So now we have two more possibilities. So if I were to press play again, start, now I have the option. Take a detour to the field, go directly to the school. So let's take a detour to the fields. So I'll rename the file, fields. you spend some time relaxing in the field. And then the choice could be go to school now. And then this one will be arrive school. Could be you arrive in front of the school. Now, this is cool with ViZual, is that I can move this one here. And then the path would be, okay, I take a detour to the field, but now I'm going back to the school. So I can drag and connect these two together. So you start seeing the flow of what's happening here. And then, for example, when you arrive at the school, I'll add a choice, go to the roof, go to take a view of the city, or go to class. All right. And so again, click, drag, release, click, drag, release. So here would be you arrive, okay, you follow the whole way to the class. And here would be you admire the view from the roof. Okay, so now you can see all the flow in here, and again you can zoom out, and if you zoom out quite a bit you will arrive to overview mode, which lets you basically see a map view of your nodes. You can also select node and press the F key to basically refocus on it if you get lost. So in any case, this is our main flow right now. So I'll save. You can either click click there, the disk here, or Control S, and then I'll play. So now you can see that I can follow what's happening here. I can take a detour to the field. So I'm here, and then go back to school, and go to the roof, etc. Now, this looks okay, but we're gonna need some image in there. So let's do that. The intro you get on your way to the school. So you have multiple collapsible menu here. And the first one is the story, and the second one is visual. So if you click on that, you can select an image, and we support JPEG, PNG, GIF, animated GIF included, almost every format. We have video, which is MP4, MOV, even AVI, all this kind of thing. YouTube streaming, and we will also support Google Drive video and Vimeo. So in this case, I will just choose an image background. So if I select an image, it automatically opens, you remember, this asset folder. The problem is that I have nothing yet in there. So I'll go to my desktop, and I have a visual asset folder. So I'll take one of those. I'll take my street, click OK. Now this is what happens when you take files that are outside the asset folder. ViZual will tell you, well, I need them to be inside the asset folder to work properly. Do you want me to copy that asset? And you can click yes, and that's most of the time what you should do. If you click no, you will have to move it manually, or ViZual will not make it work. You can also click yes and ask him to never ask you again, and until you restart the software. In this case, every time it will automatically copy a file without bothering you. In my case, I would just click yes, copy. And you can see that automatically the story tile get the picture. You can also double click in here to preview it. And so you'll start seeing visually what you are building. Now I want to show you something here. If I open back my folder and asset, you can see that the file has been copied from the folder I pick to the folder of the project. This will help ViZual to work more efficiently by having all these assets in the same place, but also will help export project more easily. Basically everything is contained inside that folder. So let's keep adding some stuff. You arrive in front of the school, so the same. ViZual, pick an image. I don't have another, so I'll go to my desktop, asset. Okay, I pick this one, and again, yes, copy. So this time I will say, don't ask me again. And then here is the roof. Select the roof. I'll go to the desktop, asset, rooftop. Click OK. You see that this time it didn't ask me. And then the class. So I go to ViZual, background image, the same, desktop, visual asset, all the way, click. All right, I press play, I press save, and I can press play automatically. So now getting started. Now you see the image is there. You get on your way to school. Go directly to the school. I go to the roof, and everything is automatically. But this is okay, but the style we're losing half the image. Um, we're losing all of that. So let's adjust this thing. So now, if you click on the start button here, you will have a lot of options for your project, and I mean there is a lot, and module keep adding more and more and more. So I will try to stay simple for this one. I would suggest to just start clicking option, read the tooltip, and just press play. So in this case, the layout I will change it to have a bottom. So it's full screen with text at the bottom, and you can also have a custom frame. I would do text overlay. That means the panel will be on top of the picture instead of cutting it. And again, every single thing you change, you click play and automatically you pick it up. So this is nice, but I kind of want it transparent, so I'll go to text and color. I'll change my font to Verdana. You can see the preview here. I'll change my background color maybe to a light blue, and I'll change the opacity to like that. Text color is okay, and I press play. Again, you don't need to wait, just click play and you can see directly. Okay, now that start to look like something. Let's change the button. I think they are not good enough yet. So click style. You can see the preview of the button here. You can have a outline. ViZual also works with keyboard and controller, so you can have this as well. In this case, I will make the button much brighter when it's, you see, when we're on top. Again, press play. You don't need to. Then you see when I'm on top of it, they get like that. Directly to school. Go to the roof, and then one cool option in global setting, you can have typewriter effect. So if you click play and click start, now you see it start writing, and if the player click, it will automatically finish and go to the next one. Now I'm missing a field here, so I will click on it, and in this case I will actually load a video. So I go to background video. Again, I don't have it there, so I go to asset and click. Now I load a video, so you can preview here. I can also loop. You can use the audio from the video if you have some. Let me save. Let me play. Starts. You get on your way to school. Take a detour to the field, and now it's playing the video. And you can see that it works even with the transparency. It works with all of that. And that's basically how you start creating your story. And again, you can zoom out to have the overview. And you know what's missing here? I think it's missing some music. So under visual, you have also audio. So I'll select the first tile, open audio, and you can have a voiceover that automatically sync with the typewriter effect too, if you have a typewriter effect, and the background music. So I'll select music, and again, I don't have any asset in my project folder, so I'll go on my desktop, asset, and I'll take this one. You can preview it, adjust the volume, and you can loop the music, continue between tile. And if you click continue between tile, what it does is that once the music is started, unless it is manually stopped or swapped, it will continue no matter the path you take. So let's try it out. I click play, start. So let's say now I want that when I arrive at school, the music change. So the same way, I'll go to visual, close visual, I'll go to audio, background music. I'll take my new one. I believe it was this one. Okay. Let's put the volume a bit lower. Continue between tile. So this is the one selected. In theory, when now I play, once I arrive here, it will swap the music. Look at that. Detour by the field. Go to school. And you automatically fade to the new music. And that music goes on to the other thing. And again, this is the flow of visual. This is how you create story. Now, visual has also a lot of modules that you can adjust, like a character system, the motion editor, the attribute, the save state, the inventory. There is a lot, and every day, the app, almost every day, it's being updated. This is, has a lot of development going on with it. You have a lot of option you can choose also, like decide how quickly the music fade, the scroll bar. You have also development tool. For example, if you want the play to be in a different aspect ratio, and everything automatically adapt. You have also the rewind mode, which is basically a way to, it's a rollback basically. So if I go to the field, can go back and I come back to the first thing. There is dim mode. There is a bunch of other stuff that you can play with, you can look, and I would really recommend to join the Discord. Ping me if you have any issue, if you have any problem. I love getting feedback. I'm trying to add feature every single time the people ask for it, and it's just a fun way. Visual is free. This is a passion project. Download it, try it out, let me know, and I can't wait to see what you all doing with that. In any case, my name is Simon, I'm the main developer behind ViZual, and this was the Getting Started video. See you on the Discord.